Everyone, I know before I said this solution right here is lame. Turns out it's not as lame as I thought it is, in a way that, I mean, come on, it does give us what we want. And the reason for me to think of it as a lame solution in the first place had to do with the fact that for a slightest moment I thought we might use generics in order to come up with a solution that will generalize the concept of getting an average of numbers. Okay, however, it turns out I was wrong. In order to use generics at some point the solution that popped up on my mind required me to apply a lot of advanced stuff. Stuff that we haven't yet covered. So what I thought of though is to simply use the big decimal class and the big integer class defined within the math package in the Java API, and you will see in a moment how to use those. Okay, and another thing on top of that, you will know when to use those. Okay, first thing is first, let me just stop talking and then apply these concepts. Okay, so here's the deal. I'll simply create a scanner. Got a new scanner. System.in. Okay, once I'm done creating a scanner, I'll create a variable called count. I'll go if math.random, if this is equals to 0, I'll simply go system.out.print, enter 10 digits. We haven't got to the core of this exercise, you guys, so have a little bit of patience. Okay, integer digits. Okay, okay, here's the crucial part, you guys. I'm gonna create what's so called a big integer object. In fact, an array of big integer objects. Okay, big integer. Okay, we're gonna have to import this class. Ideally, you use the big. Oops! Damn, that was freaking annoying. My papers, they got blown away by air. Okay, so where was I? Oh! Now it's time for me to fill this array. Count. While count is less than or equals to 10. Okay, what I wanna do is to simply go count listed count minus 1 is equals to scanner dot. Check this out. I'm reading a big integer. Again, I'm emphasizing this. You only use big integer in the big decimal if you're working with, if you want to do huge computations. If your integer or perhaps your long data type don't serve the purpose. Okay, that's when you get to use huge numbers. Okay, that's when big integers and big decimals come into picture. Okay, so count plus plus. Ideally, I'm populating my array here. Okay, I will then go the averages system.out.print. Then of course a print will do it as well, but I'll go integers average will simply be average, and then I'll pass it list. Again, I haven't yet created my average method. Okay, now let's deal with the else portion of this. Everything is gonna be the same x, except that instead of working with the integers, big integers, we're working with big decimals. Okay, we're working with the big decimal class. Again, you guys, you're the one to do a research of your own. I'm not gonna go deeper here. I'm just pointing out things that you might like this decimal to do a research on. So right there, instead of integer, it has to be decimal. Okay, the only thing left for me to do is to define those two methods. See, multi-digits. Okay, the only thing left for me to do is to define, is to create these two is to create these two methods. You would not believe what I'm laughing at. You see, I'm seeing this guy as he passes by, he's listening into music. He has these huge earphones and he's mumbling as he's passing by, and I bet he can't even hear himself. And the reason for me to laugh at that is because that's me. That is literally me. I do that 99% of the time. I know how crazy you seem to other people who don't understand that state you happen to be by listening to music. Okay. Anyways, where was I? Where I am. Okay. Oh, instead of using big decimal average, okay, so I'll simply go, this will return a big integer average. So this will take an array of big integers. Array. Oh, another thing is both big integers and integer objects and big decimal objects are immutable. Okay, that is to say, you cannot modify them once they are created. And you will see in a moment what do I mean by that. Big integer sum is equals to, let me do that. So I'll simply go, let me create another big integer variable called average. It's gonna be sum dot, there's a divide method which takes an object of big integer. Okay, and I'll simply put a 10 here. Okay, I'll put a 10. 10 is nothing else but the number of elements here. Okay, so sum is going to be sum dot add. There's a add method. Array add 1 now. You gotta keep doing this. From the second element to the last element. 6, the 60th element, 7th, 80th, the 9th, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Finally, I forgot doing that, and in the end I want to return average. What else could I possibly be missing? So my average will be sum divided by 10. Yeah. Same thing applies for the second average method. This will simply use big decimal data type. Okay, decimal, big decimal, decimal. This is big decimal, decimal. Whew, can no longer type. Same thing applies here, you guys. Big decimal. We cannot divide the decimal, big decimal by big ints. We gotta go big decimal again. Okay, so that's gonna be it for our second method. Let's have a correct indent. Okay. Oh, what else? Oh, am I missing anything? Nope. Which means I can test my program now. So enter 10. You see, we can use huge numbers there, you guys. Let's try something like this is our number 1, so it's gonna be 2. Let's modify it a little bit. Gonna add 2 of these. Let's modify it a little bit, and let's modify that. For now I've got 4 of them, so let me copy and paste everything. I don't know if people will be able to see this. Okay, so far we've got 4 of them. Let me go to the next line. So that's 8. Let me modify them. Okay, and let me put the last 2. These are huge ass numbers, guys. So as you can see, let's hit the run button and see what we get. That's our average right there, you guys. As you can see, we're playing with huge numbers. I bet even an integer won't hold this number, a number this long, or perhaps a long would, but you can play around with this. Try to enter huge numbers. I'm talking, a trillion. numbers around there, the numbers around a trillion or a bazillion or whatever, a quintillion if you want to. Okay, that's gonna be it for this tutorial, you guys. I'm hoping you do get the point here, and the point is the takeaway is, if you wanna work with huge numbers, go for big integers and big integer class and big decimal class. Okay, however, one thing you should know about both of the classes is that they are immutable, meaning you cannot create a class, an object, and then modify that object. So whatever you do, just like a string, you cannot create a string. So if you want to modify it, you gotta have a second string, okay, that will hold a new value for the previous string. I know I might be creating confusion, but see you guys on the next solution. In the meantime, I will tell you that I'm gone.